What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Goodness. My God. Yes. There is so much goodness happening in this world today. It is the Great Awakening. Welcome to it. As people are starting to see through some of the operations that are being foisted upon the Patriot community on X and True Social and Rumble and everywhere else, where the MG Show is standing on their principle. You know, we had a really good time with Pete Santilli last night. You're going to want to go the Pete Santilli Show on Rumble and check it out. It got 8,000 views last night. I saw it this morning sitting at 12,000, probably one of his biggest broadcasts in a while. Because once you go against the network, they go against you, okay? He's probably lost some people that were pumping him up, fluffing him for Flynn, right, to keep him in the fold. He figured it out himself. He discontinued our relationship. He said, "Oh, I can't believe you're talking about Flynn. He's a patriot." And I said, I saw him a year or two later after our text messages. And I said, "What, you know, I see that you're coming out, Flynn. You see, we're always wrong until we're right." And he had us on the show and we talked about it. He even allowed us the chance to actually talk about what we have. And I think we blew him away. The biggest thing was Hastings, Shady. Welcome in. Pete Santilli's interview. What do you think about it?
I was very impressed at the experience from top to bottom. Number one, I appreciate whenever a man owns the things that he's done and says the truth, and that's what Pete did last night. He explained exactly what happened, and whenever you speak the truth about what happened, there's an interesting thing going on. You know, Jeff, we've been through this a number of times with a number of different people, like, you know, maybe take the trapped thing, for instance, or a few other different things that have happened. Whenever people railroad you or they smear you and they make all these statements and stuff about you, and everybody's doing it at the same time, well, it is custom to go downstream of that momentum, and that's what humanity does. And we realized that people were going to do that. We knew people were going to do that, and the reality became very, very dual. We had two choices. We either don't broadcast anymore or we tell our audience the truth. That was our choices. So we decided that what we were going to do was we were going to tell you the truth. If we couldn't survive it, in other words, if we couldn't still be here, if we couldn't still pay the bills, if we couldn't still take care of the stuff that needed to take care of, then we weren't going to be here any longer. That was the choice that we made. I think that's a respectable choice. I think in the long run, people are going to understand that what that was a lot more powerful than what it would have been, Jeff, had we have just shut up and went along with the popular crowd. Oh, where did he step away to? Well, this. No, you're just watching me watch him watch us. Jeff, Okay. So
I'm on the phone, guys. Sorry.
you answered the phone during the show. Okay. Yeah, it's probably there's some transition going on. I'll just give you guys a real quick update. There's some transition going on with stuff with Jeff, and so he's having to deal with multiple people. No, it's no problem. He's having to deal with some people giving him a call and talking about stuff going on with his mom, and we are glad to oblige him that opportunity because we love Mom Matrix, and stuff's happening.
Yep. For an update, everybody, she did fall about a week and a half ago. 4 days later, her butt started really hurting, and I took her into the ER because she was lethargic and not feeling well, and her bottom hurt, and she has a UTI and a broken coccyx. So that's where we're at, and that was the physical therapist, and I got to take these calls from my mom because her health and well-being is the best thing that I need the best thing I can do for her for all the things that she's done for me.
So that I was, thank you so much for the update. I was just letting him know about our experience and just explaining that whenever someone says and does the right thing, that it's very commendable. And we appreciated greatly Mr. Santilli last night saying that directly he spoke the truth. He was directed by Flynn personally to go after us. Okay.
Listen to that. Listen to that one more time. Let that sink in, Shady.
Directed. Contacted specifically about us and this show and said, go after them. Now, let me tell you something. You can not like us. You can not like any of these different things, but we have been supporting Donald Trump this whole time. Not 1 second have we stepped away from supporting the president of the United States for almost a decade now. So every single one of you people out there that act like that, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. So how else is that okay? Is that okay whenever Democrats do it? Huh? Is that okay whenever all these other people like out there, the Antifa, whenever they do it? Is that okay whenever they direct people to go after people? Oh, is that okay when it's on your side, ladies and gentlemen? Are you willing to stand up and stand in the gap for vigilantism in America, which is effectively mob rule, which comes from the king? Mob rule comes from the king. Mob rule is one step away from communism. Mob rule is effectively just controlling the largest portion of the population, guys. It's not an individual sport. And what you're seeing is something completely different than just disagreeing with these guys.
So this is the look at shit, 12.5 views, and then he's reposted another 1.25, 1.95, and he's live right now with it. But there's the interview, guys. You're going to want to go check it out. I'll link it in the chat for you guys, okay? But it was a good interview. And the biggest thing, he was really freaked out about Hastings, Shady.
Yeah, because aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm freaked out about it. Like you're like, that's right on the surface. Like they're not ashamed. Joe Flynn isn't going and trying to take that down after he did it. I would think that if I had done something like that I would want to go take it down after things start to come to light. But no, they have lots of hubris. They the Irish mafia, Jeff, very protected class.
Yeah, they are. They really are. So that's that interview. Go over there, like it real quick, and come back if you want. But that'd be great. I think we did a pretty good job. One thing I felt odd though was every time we were talking, pretty much, he'd put us up on and not him, but I think that's okay. I mean, I don't know. It was just kind of odd, but maybe just giving us the floor. And I think he was very kind as well. When we had our first call, and he kind of talked about it there, that he came with his humble pie and
Yeti ate spicy stuff.
We've got cabbage, a belching Yeti in
cabbage and hamburger this morning. He just belched out his.
It's a belching Yeti.
Yeah,
was that a wet belch Yeti or a wet Yeti?
No, that wasn't a little one. That one was broad and moist.
There he is in chat going, oh boy. So we handled it well in the moment. Lincoln Logger, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And we've got the results real quick, Shady. We've got the results to the poll that we had you all take. 600 people. I wanted everybody to forward it to people that even supported Flynn, guys. This is open to everybody. And it was interesting that only 7% stand with Flynn still, Shady Groove.
Out of 600.
Out of 600. That's 42 people.
That's like the same percentage that disliked the Cash video.
That's like 4 to 6 people. 4 to 6% won't make it.
Mm-hmm. Huh. But you did the math on the Cash video, and it came up to the exact same math, like 7%.
Yeah, the thumbs down on our Cash Patel interview was about 42 people as well.
So that's how many people there are out there.
Yeah. So
about 40 of them.
Yeah, I mean, so you guys, are just hilarious. Okay, I mean, just really sick. So here we go. This is the final poll results after General Flynn's anti-Trump pivot. What's your take? Still loyal to him, only 7%. Damaged goods, 9%. Controlled op, 42. Never trusted him, 42. So 84%. And then if you want to add on the 9% as well, don't like General Flynn. That is a huge hit to his grift, Shady Groove.
It is. But again, like we said before, once the momentum shifts, everybody's always been on the side the whole time.
That's right.
I mean, that's just the way it is. It doesn't really matter, whatever. Once new information or people are finally realizing, or they see that the more popular opinion is alternative to what their opinion is, it's crazy how all of a sudden they had that opinion the whole time.
But that those results isn't just a disagreement. This is a failed PSYOP for a collapse that's collapsing in real time. For years, the Flynn network worked overtime, Shady Groove. I mean, to insert itself as the indispensable gatekeeper, okay, or the patriot of truth, right? That's what they fooled us while quietly blocking, smearing, and sidelining anyone who refused to go along with their narrative, Shady Groove. It's amazing. And those of us who stayed laser focused on Trump and the Republic of the United States, or America, right? Instead of personalities and grift, we lost a lot of followers because of it, but we're welcoming a lot of them back. Welcome back. And for some people that said that, hey, they could have changed their mind. They could have been staunch Flynn supporters, and we've seen it. And now they're like, holy moly, my eyes are opened. And that's okay. Once you get new information and research yourself, truth is learned, never told, and you figure it out yourself, it's the reason why Q said this has to be organic, okay? It has to be organic, but this is the same network that demanded loyalty, now finds itself with none left, Shady Group. Only 7% are still loyal to General Flynn.
And it's falling every day.
And that's your echo chamber, folks. I want out of that echo chamber. I want to pass the breakers, Shady.
We're out of the echo chamber because they exiled us, sir. You see, this is the way it works. To begin with, we wanted to be part of the movement. We wanted to work with you guys. We wanted to say, hey, what is it? How can we lend a hand? What can we do? Oh, Flynn Defense Fund. Oh, let's get in there. Let's raise him some money. We were the number one people to raise the man some money. Oh, guess what? Well, then at the point where we no longer are saying what it is they say that we have to say. Remember, Jeff, when we talked about how Black Lives Matter make you say Black Lives Matter? These people are trying to make me say Flynn is a hero. You can't force people to say things, guys. And people that think that they can force people to say things are communist. I don't care what you say. If you're saying that I have to say Flynn is a hero to be a good Trump supporter, you are ridiculously uninformed, okay, about what it is I do and do not have to do, or what it is I do or do not think because I do or do not have to do those things.
And VQ, right there, we all fell for it. Yes, we all did. Shady and Jeff fell for it.
Absolutely fell for it.
Yeah.
Listen, I'll give you the confession. I let a deep state POS who was in charge of one of the largest networks of deep statery on earth trick me into thinking he was a hero.
Yeah.
I did that. Me. Then I went out and broadcasted it. Then I picked up a microphone and started telling people that was the truth. Whenever I realized the truth, I tried to correct the record. That's what we're doing right now. We're correcting the record because what the Q drops were doing were causing Flynn to become the hero that he always wanted to be, so that when the hero that isn't the hero gets exposed, it's forever.
Yeah.
That's why. It's not some sort of going to get pushed under the carpet thing. You went out and said you were better than Trump. Now it's time to prove it. And we bet you don't have receipts.
That's right. And by the way, very interesting. This is Florida. Vote right here. Florida, vote for Byron Daniels for governor. He has my complete and total endorsement. He will never let you down. And then people say, I can't see where General Flynn goes against Trump. Shady.
Because nobody shows them that.
Wait, I can't see where Flynn is going against Trump in any way, shape, or form. Shady,
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Not see. I choose. They're choosing to not look. That's what they say. That's why Michael Flynn Jr. came up to Tracing Justice, Josh. They came up to him specifically and said, talking about supporting Flynn, and he's like, yeah, I'm all in for like supporting Donald Trump, and we're all right here. He's like, no, don't worry about Trump. I'm talking about support Flynn no matter what. Support my dad no matter what you hear. These people, no matter what they say, support him. We need your pledge. They were like begging for their like it's a ritual, like you have to like bow down. That is cult behavior. Do what we say, don't do any thinking.
So what I'm trying to do is like, let me go back to my skit.
I can't see where General Flynn is going against Trump.
Okay. All right. So this is Jimmy Petronis, his MAGA warrior, doing his fantastic job, Lincoln Logger, right? We know this. This is who, a fourth generation Floridian, beautiful panhandle, owner of iconic seafood restaurant. Jimmy served as the CFO for the great state of Florida for 7 years. This is who Trump wants, Jimmy Petronis. Okay.
Sounds like a great guy.
This is,
I can't see where General Flynn is going against Trump.
He is honored to endorse John Frankelman, guys, who has a 1% chance of winning. Okay. But let's see what happens because, you know, that's where we're at. Yet again, Donald Trump trumps General Flynn's endorsement. Now, what are some of the notable cases? General Flynn endorsed differently from Trump. So
because I can't see.
Okay, so in 2022, Ohio State, Flynn backed Josh Mandel over now Vice President J.D. Vance, and Flynn called Trump's poorly advised. In 2025, Tennessee 7 special, Flynn backed Jody Barrett, Trump backed Matt Van Epps. Flynn called the endorsement a huge mistake.
I can't see how General Flynn's going against Trump, Shane.
Me neither. I don't see it. Help me.
2026 SC Senate, Flynn backed Mark Lynch and Trump backed Lindsey Graham. 2026 Florida 1, just now, right now, today.
I can't see it.
Flynn backed John Frankman, Trump backed Jimmy Petronis, okay?
I don't know if you guys can see it. Can you guys see it?
No. I think that we're going to have to, maybe we're going to need to make a short so that we can put it out and other people can spread it around because nobody's going to see it when they don't want to see it, guys. That's the point.
That makes sense.
They're not going to look at it. This is what we learned whenever we approached people like Awakened Outlaw, Stormy Patriot Joe, all these other people, Jordan Sather, all these people that were quote unquote connected to Q. What we tried to do was have a civil human conversation with these people like you would like anybody else in your family. Like, oh, I think this. Oh, well, check this out. Look at this. Whenever we show them information and they refuse to look at it, it says one of two things. Number one, you either already know what it is and you don't want to acknowledge that you already know what it is. Or number two, that you have no interest in it.
Yeah.
Because you have a job to do. That job includes something other than telling the truth. Okay.
Yeah, we have R. Kistner saying, "I see now. Thank you." And a little bit of this Shady Grove is, what do you call that again? When you have confirmation bias. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
All of us have that.
It's kind of what you're explaining, right? Like we see General Flynn as a hero. We went out and defended a satanic prayer. Are you kidding me?
I did.
We did.
And then now all these people they're like, oh, you still got this on your website, or you still got that on your website, or listen, I'm not ashamed of my story. How do we, like, if we get rid of that information, then all of a sudden, how are we credible whistleblowers? We're credible whistleblowers because we were inside his dumb circle. They brought us in to tell us that we had to help him fleece grandma. And we said, no. I mean, they literally said that. I wish I was exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating. They literally asked Jeff and Shady to come help us fleece grandma for her Social Security check every month. And we said, no, grandma needs to eat because the gas prices are going to go up. Food's going to get more expensive and the Social Security isn't going to increase for her. But no, Patrick Byrne and General Flynn were all about it. Matter of fact, there's probably a lot of grandmas out there that are still losing money every month on their Social Security because they're donating to those idiots.
You're a PAY treat, Shady.
I am.
Gosh,
I really
you
am.
a Matrix. Gosh.
not all these other people.
You know, it's funny too. I forgot about this, Shady. Somebody reminded me of it. But when we went to speak about the Pacer bloodlines at Ramtha School of Enlightenment, which we just spoke there to 400 people plus, and then 40 countries live translating, talking about the bloodlines, Pacer. They didn't want that to go anywhere. It went far and wide. And when you go somewhere to speak, does not mean you're that person. Okay?
Correct.
It means you're going somewhere to speak. Okay?
Invited.
But what happened was JT Wild did a huge session to raise money for General Michael Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? How about we were raising money for General Michael Flynn at that place? Were
That's
they mad
exactly
at that?
what we did. No, that's exactly what we did. Like we diverted anybody trying to support us financially at all to donate it to General Flynn's defense fund. Literally 40 countries around the world and 600 people that were in the audience that day. We didn't take a penny for that, guys. We didn't even stay in the place that they asked us to stay. We rented our own house, stayed away from them. We went there. We did the presentation. We had an amazing adventure. That day was like really awesome. And then that night we went to the theater in town. Remember that? We went down to the theater. We sat there on the stage in the theater and answered questions from the audience for like 3 hours that day from just random people that gathered to talk about Q, to talk about America. This was in Washington State, in town.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So let's get to the meat of the matter.
Wait. I have an announcement.
Oh.
Yeah. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is happening. We will be taking your calls with the one and only Jeffrey Pedersen at In the Matrix from Twitter, from I don't know where he came from. Tonight on the Q Lounge Live, we're going to be celebrating 8 years since we started triggering these nutbags with the first Pacer video or the first broadcast about the Pacer surname family bloodline within the Matrix on the Q Lounge Live. That was in 2018.
Wow.
Tonight, Jeff is going to come back. We're going to review some of these different things, and we're going to open the call lines for you to call in and tell us how much you love us.
Yeah. I want to Seago 70. Hey, I'm new. Pete Santilli sent me. I'm ready for some pain hearing about the people I looked up to, I guess was not good. I thought Flynn was a savior. Now I'm bummed because I totally believe you guys. You know, it bummed us too. This is a real reaction, guys. This is not a joke. When you realize that somebody that we heroized, you heroized, is not good, and you supported that, it hits you deep, guys.
It hit us hard, man. Yeah. The two of us, you wouldn't believe the way that the two of us had to deal with this. I mean, you're talking about like, it's like I said before, we had to make the choice. We couldn't move forward without telling you the truth.
I know. And then admitting that we were fooled. I mean, that's the hardest thing, right? It's the hardest thing is to admit when you're wrong. A man can do that. A man with good honor, a man with good integrity, a person that stands up for what is right. And when you find wrong, you're supposed to say something about it, aren't you, Shady?
That's why we separated from a king and gave ourselves free speech. Yeah. Because the powerful will suppress the people that are trying to expose the corruption of the powerful. Yeah. And what it really is, at the end of the day, we're talking in all these black hat, white hats, kind of arbitrary terms, but the reality is it's corruption. And General Flynn is corrupt because he's taking foreign money through 501c4s and he's diversifying it amongst his own organizations, enriching them, and they are not doing anything for anybody. All they're doing is sitting there and each of them taking a paycheck from each organization. They're all on like the board of all of these different entities, and they're all getting like $30,000 to $100,000 a year at minimum for just being on the board. And
I've got the sauce that, the General Flynn Defense Fund was disbanded. Okay. And Mary Flynn kept $350,000. And in the documents, it says that General Flynn kept anywhere between $750,000 to $1 million of your money because you thought he was a hero. I want a refund. And I've got the sauce to back that up, guys. Just saying.
And I want to kind of, I know you were speaking to someone that was that saw Santilli last night, and I wanted to maybe speak to a second of that because what happened to him he's got a valid point. He's working directly with the guy. He's seeing it firsthand. He sees this discrepancy between what he thinks General Flynn is doing and what we are saying General Flynn is doing. We understand that. Why? Because General Flynn's job, he's an expert PSYOPer. That means he's really good at making you think he's doing big things when he's not really doing anything. So whenever what Santilli witnessed was he witnessed all of this work that he was doing with General Flynn, and General Flynn being right there side by side until he gets his payout from the government, and then he doesn't follow through with anything. That's what we've seen over and over again with many people is they give him information, he takes the information, does nothing with it.
Let's understand that the payout started under Biden's DOJ for $50 million, and Trump only got it down to 1.5 million, guys.
That's a good point to make.
That's a damn good point to make, man.
Only one. He's trying to get 50.
Yeah. Wow.
But he has unlimited funding, and let me just explain that to you. He has unlimited funding, like this stuff with Patrick Byrne and the 501c4s. This is the reason what we're advocating for is to open it up to make where anybody that's giving any money to any entity through any organization or institute has to be tagged and has to be identified. Where's the money going? They're pretending like it's not going for politics. It is going for politics. You can see that these guys, Flynn and Byrne, are in politics, right? So they have no authority to be using a 501c4 to not report where their money is coming from. Patrick Byrne is not spending money out of his own pocket, guys. Neither is General Flynn.
Right. And these are all of the influencers that they have captured.
Pete Santilli could probably come off the board now, whatever he is in there.
We got to start marking people. We were never on this board, just to let you know.
We are not on that board.
And look at this picture of President Trump they use. Not very flattering, is it?
And doesn't look like everything's pointed at him like they're
trying to get him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to find the sauce of that thread that I did, Shady, but it's pretty interesting, talking about where the money went, guys. And it's bad. It's bad. They used your money, guys, and my money, and I want a refund.
Taxpayer. They say government funds. This is the little trick. They say government funds, and it disconnects you from taxpayer. Like, you're the taxpayer, and how does the government get any funds that you don't give them? Like, the government fund. No, nothing is government funded in America. Everything is taxpayer funded. Okay, let's get this straight. Like, they Democrats have a way with words. They try to confuse you with simplicity.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, guys. Wow. All right. Wow. I mean, thank you, Me Tody, and welcome in. I see a lot of new people here today, and I appreciate that because we've worked really hard. And again, just I guess the final statement on this, we have done so much digging on General Flynn before we even got the go-ahead from Donald J. Trump on 8/8/2023. We were already feeling that something wasn't right with this guy. Okay, because all the money donated, nothing ever gets done. Okay, all of these different PSYOPs that they were involved in, and nothing ever got done. No, they found more votes for Joe Biden when they hired the cyber ninjas in Arizona that Patrick Byrne funded $10 million to. Tina Peters got put in jail when they funded the lawyer, and that all happened at the cyber symposium as well. That happened during the cyber symposium. These people also are, they wanted to know everything. Like, what was Greg and Catherine working on? He was behind everything to try, in my opinion, to try to make sure things didn't work. Okay. Or the hammer and scorecard. Remember when Sidney Powell talked about hammer and scorecard and the Kraken? That was designed to kick people off X.
Mm-hmm. Very specific things that happened. Like you mentioned the Tina Peters thing. When you look at the case, I know everybody's saying free Tina Peters and all this stuff. What happened was she showed election information to a person that wasn't authorized to have it. And Jeff mentioned the cyber symposium because what happened was Mike Lindell was making these crazy claims about PCABs that weren't real. And then once he set up the cyber symposium and got everybody there, he was realizing in real time that it wasn't real. So he needed something to take everybody's eyeballs off of PCABs. That became Tina Peters.
Just like when Pete showed us that book that General Flynn was behind about the Venezuela interference paid for by Patrick Byrne. And then I showed him the sauce that it was BS.
Mm-hmm. All they're trying to do is obfuscate. All they want to do is make it look like they're doing. Like I said, the PSYOP is they make it look like they're busy work. Remember, you would call it busy work if you were at a job, right? You're like, oh, make yourself look busy because the boss is around. They do busy work. They're experts at tricking you into thinking that they're doing something. All they have to do is set up all their little portals that receive the money to flow into their pocket, and then the business is booming.
Yeah. Wow.
Busy work.
It really is. It's busy work, and to keep you guys like intercepting the narrative that Trump is trying to control. It's all out there, guys. It really is. It's crazy, guys.
I just want to say that I love you guys out there so much. I see the chat every day, and you guys, if you're watching this show and you're listening to a podcast or you're watching in some other platform and you're not interactive or seeing the Rumble chat, I just want to explain to people that what goes on around the show. There's a family unit here, like you would think of a family unit in a home. Okay, the amount of people that are coming here every single day, whether it be Mikey, whether it be Lincoln Logger, whether it be Scottish Anon. I mean, I'm seeing them right there. Eddie, Mike, all these people have done so much heavy lifting, and I don't mean like heavy lifting like carrying lumber. I mean heavy lifting by like an emotional toll that it took on us to get through the knothole of this horrible thing that a person that we were considering a hero became a villain right in front of us. And we all went through that, and not all of us are still here. A lot of us are coming back together, but God bless each and every one of you. My love, respect, honor, and heart goes out to all of you that are here every day, all of you that are. And I'm talking about directly the people in the chat, because the people that come to chat here are the people that glue this together. So God bless you guys specifically. Thank you so much for that. The chat has always been a big part of the experience of the Matrix Groove Hour.
It really has, and we are so thankful to you. Now, here it is, Shitty Groove. I found it. Let's just play this real quick to show you how prideful the America Project with Joe Flynn at the CEO with Patrick Burns, the America Project. Check it out.
It's good to watch.
I really like the research that you guys have been doing on Arabella. We actually started the America Project. When you started coming out with that, I was like, Jeff's right on. Jeff and Shady are right on this, because when we started the America Project, when we sat around and we kind of whiteboarded what did we want, guess what our model was? Arabella.
It was Arabella. Yeah.
We saw Arabella, and we saw what the left is doing, and we saw how sophisticated that network of funding was, and we said, God, there's nothing like that on the right. There's nothing like that that's promoting and supporting pro-freedom organizations at the grassroots level that can have.
So, and then I was telling you about, like, the funding, right? So I started that off with this, okay? And then this is about the funding. Since being taken over by the Flynns, this is americasfuture.net, which was started by a former OSS and a founding member of the CIA, Jack Singlaub, okay? That's what Flynn is running. It's a front company for the CIA that was involved in the Western Goals Foundation. And they proceeded to hire brother Joe, okay, Mary. Tax documents show that they spent roughly $4.4 million in the same time. That's a lot, man. Jeez, wow. Of its spending in the 2-year period, 43%. So this is the research that we've done, guys.
That's one entity.
Yeah. This is when they usurped the Q movement, okay? Tax filings show that America Future paid members of the Flynn family more than $510,000 combined in 21 and 22. Money flows to the Flynn family. Mary O'Neill was paid $200,000 during this period, including another $148,000 in 2022. Okay. Money flows to the Flynn family. Flynn was paid $100,000 during this period, including $60,000 in 2022, and an average 2 work hours per week, the equivalent of about $575 per hour. Money flows $85,000 for Joe Flynn, including $35,000 in 2022. Money flows to the Flynn family. And let's not forget and mention Flynn Consulting LLC, okay? Claire Eckert, $128,000 in 22 for public relations work, okay? President Flynn, Michael Flynn, briefly served as the national security advisor, but was fired in 23 days for lying in just 23 days. Flynn has been at the center of Trump and America First movement, repeatedly spreading falsehoods such as Trump will be the president for the next 4 years. How come nobody calls that out, Shady Grove?
Well, maybe it's just because everything he predicts is wrong.
Wow.
I mean, now putting this together, all these things that you're saying here, putting that together with the stuff you showed earlier with the people that he picks that are wrong. I mean, these Flynn facts are really adding up.
Thank you so much, General, for being with us. What is your call to the American people right now?
Well, my big message is that the truth is going to come out. Donald Trump will continue to be the president of the United States for the next 4 years. There's no doubt in my mind. When I'm asked on a scale of 1 to 10, what's the scale that you put that Trump will be the next president? I say 10, without a doubt. That is the truth. Everybody in this country, everybody in the world knows that this election on the 3rd of November was a total ripoff. It was a fraudulent election. We have had foreign interference from multiple countries. I'll rattle them off here if you want to get into that.
No, we don't need to, okay?
But look how he's selling it.
Look at that. Yeah.
He's selling it in a way to where he's trying to say that the election interference that they've manufactured that's not real, that they're handing to Trump. They're handing to Trump. That's why the briefs were messed up. That's why the Kraken was BS, because they're handing Trump a bunch of garbage, and they know they're handing him garbage. And right now they're doing these reports trying to undergird their dumb claims. And that's a lie.
And here we go. Play close attention. Cyber ninjas, right? The spending to push election-related issues in 2021, America's Future contributed nearly $1 million to the cyber ninjas, but $10 million overall, right? And there it is, right there. And they found more votes for Biden, guys.
I got $250,000.
Yeah, cyber ninjas agree. Joe Biden won Arizona. That's what. So you guys think that the op failed? I think the op worked. Okay?
Perfect. The only thing the op failed in was getting Trump to sign the Insurrection Act. That's the only thing that they failed at. Everything else worked to get him out of office, except for they couldn't make him. They couldn't put enough. They couldn't put enough hate on him to keep him from being elected again.
And also $25,000 to the Hollow, a venue in Venice that houses the Proud Boys militia, basically
owned by a Cuban national.
Yep.
Hollow.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yep. America's Future donated 10,000. Yeah, that's right. Tax records reveal more contribution from public's heirs to dark money groups sponsoring the January 6th rally. It's all here, guys. I mean, we have a lot. Who's funding America's Future, right? That's the question. The donor trust. Who's that? Bradley Impact Fund. Who's that?
Impact, sir. Impact. Everybody that hates Trump.
Yeah. So I ask you, with all this dark money, why was nothing ever getting done?
Because they weren't taking the money to do anything. Yeah. They were just taking the money.
Yeah. And
thumbing their nose at you, and you were the mark. The people that were sending the money were the mark. And that's the reason that, and I want you to understand that that's the reason that we're going at this situation the way we are, is because we were fooled. Because we did the wrong thing, and because we sent people's hard-earned money to this POS. I mean, we did that, and I feel terrible that I recommended you support the guy. And so it's my job to it's my job to fix that. And the best way I can tell to fix that is to be a staunch advocate against his nonsense. And that's what we're doing. We're standing up where there's nobody else stood in the gap. And if anybody ever asked, we were the ones that did it.
And I would like to also mention, you saw Joe Flynn talk about, we structured it like Arabella advisors, right? Mm-hmm. You saw the dark money flowing. You know how sometimes when you do a dig and then Trump basically tells you that it's correct?
Yes.
This is our Arabella advisors dig around the same time. And this is what President Trump came out and said at a rally. Check it out.
For the 1630 Fund, which is managed by Arabella Advisors, which is the largest Democrat dark money. For the 1630 Fund, which is managed by Arabella Advisors, which is the largest Democrat dark money network in the country and considered public enemy number one.
Nice. All right. Wow.
Yeah. Time.
It's time. Right on, guys. So just that's what we wanted to do to give you guys a little bit more from what we talked about last night on the Pete Santilli show. If you're just joining us today, go to what is it? Let me just make sure I get his name right. The Pete Santilli show on Rumble. Watch yesterday's show with special guest Jeff and Shady, host of the MG show. You're not going to want to miss it.
I think that we did you proud.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we did too. 1244. All right, so let's go into this thread before we get into the Oval Office with the hero, because that was an awesome Oval Office, Shady, and we got to take some time. It's about 30 some odd minutes, but I want to also, just talk about the beauty of America in the next hour. What this boy did, the teenager saved a 10-year-old boy from the undercurrent, guys. It's amazing. It's a great story. And then the way President Trump honors him, which is amazing. And then the way that he talks to the press, I just love it. He just schooled him last night, Shady Grove. I can't wait to see it. All right. So this is a new thread, newly declassified NSA emails in March 13, 2020, declassified by the counsel to the president, Warrington, on 12 August of 2026. There was an internal NSA email chain, subject you, memo to me. Analysts describe being asked about the mood in the light of the stalled release. Okay, this is a cover-up, guys. Notes concern that if they failed to publish, the other side would accuse them of politicization, and hardworking analysts would be frustrated that their work went for nothing. It states plainly that based on prior experience, they would consider themselves lucky if the new report on 2020 was released before the November election. Says that they did not know why they were trying to defend the election and identify threats if they were unable to actually report what those threats were. The second email in the chain details a meeting on what to do with the product proposed for the release in December 2028. It was intended to invite recipients to request the underlying material on the foreign efforts targeting the U.S. starting in 2014 and covering the 2016 election. They had already published most of it, but could not include everything for two reasons. One, members of Congress would have been unavoidably contextually identified, even with names removed, triggering Gates procedures pre-approval. Some 2016 election details were judged sensational and required limited distribution. They had pushed for 16 months. The ODNI had approved the distribution list in February, and they pushed it for release pending DIR approval. Then the deputy director objected to releasing the report as is. Meeting attendees included DDIR and others redacted. DDIR proposed several options on how or whatever to release the information. This is the declassified by the counsel to the president. Okay. And then page 2, Shady Grove, did their concerns laid out clearly. Some proposed options were non-starters because they did not solve the core problem of unavoidably identifying members of Congress under the Gates procedures. Preferred course was still the ODNI approved distribution list that they had been working for 16 months. The DDIR explained that he was concerned about releasing it in its current political climate, enacting ODNI tasked according to the DDIR, to, quote, clean house in the intelligence community. A clean house, Shady. And an administration suspicious of the IC, the intelligence community, and aggressive in removing anyone who stands in its way. Sounds like interesting. Sounds like an internal battle that's going out like us publicly on X, doesn't it?
It kind of does, yeah.
He believed that the questions would be asked why NSA was choosing to release information most pertinent to the 2016 election more than a year later, and that the NSA would be accused of releasing it for political purposes. He perceived that the ODNI, CIA, and FBI had to an extent been tarred as hosting or being part of the deep state, but NSA so far had not and was trusted. Publishing this report would destroy that trust. The ensuing questioning of the NSA would damage the overall credibility of the NSA reporting and create a morale problem across the workforce. He repeatedly said that he wanted to protect the NSA's ability to be nonpartisan, objective, and speak truth to power. Impression afterward was that the DDIR was also concerned about his own job and DIRS NSAs, the director NSAs. Okay, they're both jobs. Okay, both their jobs at the NSA. He noted that if they had released it previous to April, the timing concerns would not exist. DDIR suggested that a different product that would be summarized and amalgamate and yet not yet reported data rather than inviting requests for the underlying material. The discussion followed on why it was problematic for the 2016 Democratic field analysis, only Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, a sitting senator who would remain contextually unidentifiable, okay? And why releasing only Republican field analysis would look even more political. Specific foreign intel assessments of Republican candidates were also discussed, including the risk of still identifying members of Congress who had been candidates, okay? Page 2. And page 3 goes to further discussion on the political risk either way. If they choose not to release the Congress, later learned of it, that would equally invite accusations of politicalization just from the other side of the aisle. They also discussed a draft report of the author currently had on the IRA's preference and thus implicit strategy for the 2020 Democratic primary, which faced the same problem of unavoidably identifying members of Congress. DDIR asked whether any of the old material could be worked into a new report. The author conceded that the Democratic field strategy piece from 2016 could be included because it appeared to match the interfered 2020 strategy, but noted it would be awkward to include much else given that the Republican nominee was already decided, the incumbent. DDIR repeatedly said he wanted the valid foreign intelligence to reach the proper intelligence customers, the users, but did not want it to get into the hands of those who would abuse it. He opined that the abusers would overtake or outweigh the users. Towards the end, he floated a crazy idea of using a different process to share the material. Like game comms, Shady Groove, or Gmail comms? So towards the end, he floated a crazy idea of using a different process to share the information or the material so that analysts who needed to access it without having to be serialized. The meeting ended with a suggestion that everyone chew on it. One participant even said that they would come back with options. Final page of the release package is essentially blank beyond the declassification header and a single redaction bar. No additional substantive text is visible in the released version right here. That's what it is right there. Look at that. And then also, it was interesting because I posted this yesterday about Admiral Mike Rogers because everybody thinks, what part of We Have Everything do you understand? Heroizing this man where I don't believe he may be a hero. Okay. Pretty interesting. And that came out after I posted about Admiral Rogers, Shady. Isn't that interesting?
Well, I think that's kind of the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Because all of this is unfolding in a way to where you can see now clearly where I don't know that there's such thing as a quote, white hat in the system. Okay. Think about everything that they were doing. The whole system was trying to purge Donald Trump. The whole system was trying to get rid of him, including what these people were doing, like the Flynn cult nuts and all of these other folks around the world. This is a foreign operation attacking America. Tucker Carlson ran to get money from Russia. Marjorie Taylor Greene ran to get money from Russia. Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, all these people ran to foreign countries to get funding to do their stuff and to literally promote their Russia Today promoting their podcast. The reason that their podcasts are escalating is because of foreign viewership, guys. The Americans are not consuming this nonsense.
Right. Exactly right. And, Florida, get out and vote.
We did have a rumble rant from Rock Chip. Excellent pivot away from the Flynn PSYOP. Guys, we appreciate your dedication and standing for the truth, no matter the obstacle and threat to financial ruin. Love this MG family. God rewards perseverance. They're right there. They're out there right now on X, pushing this stuff around, acting like, tagging us. And it's escalated with these people because we're starting to get traction and people are starting to recognize that the FBI might be friendly to MG Show, and they're getting ready to start telling you that, oh yeah, that's the Fed slop over there. Yeah, well, we put our people in there on purpose so that you people would act like this, and we're going to sit back and take the spoils. Trust me.
Yeah, I love it. All right, real quick, Shady, let's get this done. We got a Rumble wallet ad to do real quick because we hear a lot about this crypto stuff. I know you've heard about it, but here's the part that most people miss. Crypto was created so you could actually control your own money, guys. After the 2008 financial crisis, Bitcoin was designed as an alternative to banks. So instead of a bank holding your money, delaying transfers or limiting access, you are in control. And if you've ever had to wait for a transfer to clear, I know you felt that problem, but fast forward to today, because everyone's heard of crypto, but getting started still feels so darn complicated. That's exactly why we use the Rumble wallet. It takes all that complexity out and makes it simple. Choose what you want: Bitcoin, dollar-backed stablecoins, or digital gold backed by real gold. No complicated setup. It connects with MoonPay, so you can use your credit card, bank account, debit card, and be up and running in minutes. And once you're all set up, you can even support your favorite Rumble creators like us directly. So do this now. Scan the QR code, click the link in the description, and download Rumble Wallet. So from there, you can just set up your wallet, tap buy, and you're in the game. In just a few minutes, you can go from hearing about crypto to actually owning some of it yourself. Thank you.
Each and every one of you, thank you so much for everything, and thank you for supporting Rumble Wallet. Thank you for supporting all of our sponsors here. We are getting sponsors here for you because of your participation with them, and I think that there's a number of people out there that are starting to see that a lot of these other people that have these big audiences don't do a lot of business. Very interesting dynamic there, Jeff. I'm really not sure exactly why that would be, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Shady Grove. Yeah, wasn't Alex Jones complaining about his algorithm?
Yeah, he said his algorithm had depleted his viewership by 90%. I told him that maybe it was his terrible broadcasting and the fact that he was a tedious infected parasite. But
yeah, and maybe he
something
focused
else
on Trump and people realized it.
Well, he did, yeah. And now he's going full bore. I mean, he's going attacking everybody, like anybody that stands up for Donald Trump now is a target of Alex Jones. Well, isn't that interesting? Because anybody that stood up for Donald Trump to General Flynn became a target of Flynn. It's almost like this whole thing is an operation as a political hammer to attack people with that don't say what it is you say they should say.
It's amazing how it works, isn't it?
I mean, it's like you could misconstrue it that way, couldn't you?
Yeah. Augie Little Bear says it's not an algorithm with Alex. It's an Alex-gorithm.
It's an algorithm.
Alex Gore rhythm.
Alex Gore rhythm.
Yeah. And by the way, Trump just wanted to let us know that there are no talks or conversations going on or scheduled with the Islamic Republic of Iran. The naval blockade remains in full force and effect. The Hormuz Strait is open and operating. All water mines have been removed or detonated. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
I think, Jeff, it's very possible that the Strait of Hormuz wins the 51st state.
Why do you say that, Shady? I have no idea what you mean. I'm sorry, you have me at a loss. Donald Trump posts new U.S. territory circled with the Strait of Hormuz right in the middle of it for you guys on the podcast and can't see what I posted. But yes, there it is.
We have declared the Strait a country.
Yeah. Hey, look, I want to also give Tracing Justice a shout out, Pete Santilli a shout out, all the people that are coming over here to Rumble, which is our home base, guys. This is where we chat with you. This is where it is. This is where it's at. We are on Facebook as well. We're on X. We're on all of your podcast platforms. Get over here and subscribe to this channel, please. We want to hit 50,000. Okay. We've been stuck in 47, 48, 49,000 for a while, but we're seeing an uptick and we want to continue that. We're at 49.3 thousand right now. Make sure you share this show. Come subscribe. If you're just listening on Rumble or watching, sign in, get an account, hit the follow. We really, really would like your support.
Thank you so much for saying that. Yes, it would be great to have you guys come over. And if you're in there signed in, you can come in and join the family in the chat. I've got a good question from Squirrel Anon says, are any take on why gas prices aren't coming down? Real quick, we're getting ready to head into the break.
I did a thread on it.
Yes, Jeff just did a thread on it and talking about what they're doing, but effectively the oil companies, the bloodline families are not capitulating to the prices. If you look at the comparison for a barrel of oil at $80 and how much gas cost at a barrel of oil at $80 and $100, you're going to see something pretty dynamic. You're going to see that they're price fixing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to, the gas companies that Trump has helped so much are trying to work with the globalists to make him look bad. Yeah. That's what's happening.
So at the time I did my thread, gas prices should be falling hard with the crude oil, but they're not. The Brent crude at that time was 105 a barrel around July 23rd. It has since dropped under 89, a decline of roughly 16%. Yet the national average for regular gasoline eased from late July to June, peaking at $4.10 a gallon. and about 401 EIA data, but that is a drop of only 2%. So it's a 7-to-1 gap between crude move to the pump, okay? So they love to like escalate it up, Shady, but they take a long time. Rockets and feathers, right? It shoots up like a rocket, comes down like a feather.
Perfectly said.
Yeah, and the reason for that as well is that they're basically doing the 3-2-1 crack spread, which is the approximate margin refineries earn by turning 3 barrels of crude into 2 barrels of gasoline and 1 barrel of diesel. The normal range it takes about $20 to $25 a barrel, but recent readings have hit 60 to 70% a barrel. So that's extreme refining margin. That's where the problem is. The 3-2-1 crack spread, Shady.
Boom.
All right, and we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Jeffrey Pedersen and Shannon Townsend with the MG Show. We are under relentless attack by the mainstream media. They've got our PayPal, our Patreon, our YouTube, our everything, you name it. We are under attack. We need your help.
Our request is for you to get involved and support independent patriot journalism here in this critical battle that we are in for America. Please jump on over and support us right here on Give, Send, Go.
MyPillow's second annual mega sale is finally here. Get our patented premium MyPillows that adjust to your exact individual needs to give you the best sleep of your life.
When I got MyPillow, I'm asleep almost immediately. I stay asleep at night and I wake up more well-rested in the morning.
Now for the lowest price ever. Kings, $19.98. Queens, only $18.98. And Giza Dream bed sheets, the best sheets in history, for as low as $29.98. Lux Pure 6-piece towel sets, towels that actually dry you. What a concept. Now only $39.98. And our made in the USA mattresses and mattress toppers as low as $99.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our second annual mega sale. But that's not all. Order right now and we'll ship your order absolutely free.
The MG Show, where PSYOPs go to die.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it's true. You heard correctly. This summer, the Q Lounge Live returns to the airwaves every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Hello, I'm your host, Shannon Townsend, a.k.a. Shady Groove. And we've got a lot to talk about. We're going to be taking your calls. We are going to be following your wonderful president. We are going to be standing in the gap. We are going to go places where the conspiracy theorists tell you that you're not allowed to go. We are going going to uncover the truth and follow along as Donald Trump has his way with all of these people that he stood up a long time ago and told us that he was going to. Well, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening every single day, and we're going to keep you updated with a weekly show. Get ready, get your friends, show up. That's right, Tuesday night, 9 p.m. on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Join me there right here on the MG Show channel on Rumble. God bless you and God bless America.
Smash that like for the MG Show. Subscribe now. Ring that bell. Let's go. Smash that like for the MG Show. Yeah. Let's go.
We were shouting through the darkness, through the static, through the spin. They called the truth a threat and tried to bury it again. Said Wuhan was a whisper, said the lab was just a lie. But we saw the smoke at sunrise, saw the storm behind the sky. They froze the shores and cut the money, tried to choke the living feed, tried to break a warning voice and starve the things the people need. But the map was on the table and the drops were still in line. Now the paperwork is breathing and the clock says it's time. You can't stop what's coming. You can only hide so long. When the proof starts hitting concrete, all your evil will be shown. It's time for the mask to hit the floor. It's time for the lies to work no more. It's time. We were right to hold the line. Future proofs past, bloodlines crash, and the whole damn world's on time. It's time. It's time. They said trust the polished experts, fall in step and come to heal. While the same hand shaped the panic, sold the wound and sealed the deal. Fauci talking, papers dropping, every breadcrumb starts to rhyme. What they mocked as crazy patriots now reads like a timeline. We got years of being punished for a truth we couldn't shake. Every ban and every shadow was a tax on what we'd say. Now the Declas rolls like thunder across a hard and bitter sky. And the ones who built the silence got no place left now to hide. You can only run the PSYOP till the script begins to tell. When the receipts come out in daylight, everybody sees who's there. It's time for the mask to hit the floor. It's time for the lies to work no more. It's time. We were right to hold the line. Future proofs past, bloodlines crash, and the whole damn world's on time. It's time. It's time. The signal, read it in the smoke and steel. News unlocked the hidden corners, made the buried story real. Call it Q-proof, call it pattern, call it truth that learned to wait. Now the wheel is finally turning and the hour's getting late. They took the channels, they took the checks. They tried to crush us, but we just flexed. But they couldn't kill the memory, couldn't kill the math, couldn't kill the line between, cause the news unlocks the math. Arrived on time. It's time. The quiet's loud. The storm's alive. We kept the watch, and now it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's gonna be biblical.
Eastern. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, is it 2 for Tuesday, Shady? I don't know.
Eastern Time.
Yeah, it's time. Wow. I love that song. Make sure you get over to app.mg.show and get to MG Radio, guys. It's there. There's a chat function. You can upload your own songs. You can rate. You can even laugh, like, or love people's comments in there. It's getting good. On Sunday, we had the top 10. We should do that every day or every couple days. The MG Show Radio top 10. It was really good with Baron Kasem, Shady Grove.
Baron Kasem.
I'm Baron Kasem.
Actually, it was really good
It
to
was good.
get an idea of like where everybody is, and yes, you can rate the songs in there. You can actually chat on the app. So the guys, Jeff will give you the link. You can go in there. You can click on listener chat on our app, and you can talk to people that are currently listening to the radio. We can have a conversation with you in the other parts of the internet.
So here's how I'd like to, send people there. This is the app, okay? App.mg.show. If you go just to radio, you can save it yourself, but you need to understand this is where we all are. This is everything for us, okay?
This is the way you would support us before you get to the radio.
Right. Okay. And then this is listen to the live AI songs, okay? Boom. Then you go here. It takes you to the MG Radio. Let's go ahead and listen.
Nice.
Lydia is on here. I got to hit love it. Let's go ahead and start the stream. Lydia, the MG family can move mountains. 8 people are listening.
To be part of the beautiful family.
Oh, Lydia. We love you so much. Get over there. Love that song, okay? And if you like what you hear, you can actually donate, okay, guys? Please. And then listener chat is right here.
We're working hard.
Yeah, enjoying the music.
24/7.
Yeah.
It's going all the time.
I know. And you can chat.
Really? Jeff has to pedal.
You can chat with like-minded patriots, guys, right there, okay? 13 people are here right now. Thank you so much. Let's see how many people we can get up in here. Get over there, guys. Let's see. Come on, let's go. Who can get over there? Let's see how many people.
I don't think they know how to get there.
Can we get 17 people there?
No, they're not going to go over there. They're too busy listening to the show.
All right.
They're not going to go.
I'll give them a pass this time.
But they should go later.
Okay. All right. I did see about 17 people in there at one time, and it's growing. It's growing, and thank you so much. But we wouldn't be here without you.
We wouldn't be here without all of you and all of your support. And we've finally reached a moment in time where you're realizing that the people that really supported Donald Trump are in a different class than the people that pretended to support him. Yeah. This is one of the things that we started noticing a long time ago is these people, they're just not that excited about Donald Trump and the Badlands media people. And Donald Trump makes his announcement that he's going to run, and they're just not that excited about it. And Donald Trump takes a bullet for us, and they're just not that excited about it. And they bury it in the news, and they pretend like it never happened. And then they go out and act like that he was making it up.
Shady. 35 patriots are now listening to MG Radio.
You got them.
And they're listening to our friend Midnight Star Rider right now. Only Anons can appreciate.
Well, let's play it for a second. Sit here and listen to MG Radio. Show people what it's like.
Oh, yeah.
In the shadows where the sleeping people never see, a coded language of pure synchronicity. Numbers align like stars in the perfect night skies. It's mathematically impossible, yet it's burning brighter. Hidden hand moves unseen, and God's plan unfolds. Continued validation spreading like wildfire. It's worth its weight in gold. A continuous flow of evidence is only the awakened can feel the vibe of truth. They call it coincidence, we call it SEQ proof. Structural integrity holding every line. Through the storm and the worry, the signal stays clear. And none's locked in as the hour draws near. Tick-tock, the confirmation rises. Core validations from the other side. A series of miracles defying the odds. Only anons can fully appreciate
39.
From drops on the screens to the signs in the streets, every time stamp sinks in a perfect with the beat. They laugh, they mock, they hate on us, but we have the pesky Q proof that multiplies. Who's laughing now? Keck. Impossible thing across the digital maintaining the frame so the truth doesn't break. Half left in the unseen for the future's sake. And no coincidences in this holy war. Just got divine planning, opening every door.
Only Anons Can Appreciate by Midnight Star Rider, live on MG Radio.
So good. Can fully appreciate it. The continued validations through covert means, structural integrity. We are looking for more pesky Q proofs.
Yeah! Wow, this is good, guys. This is good. Now, I want to show you guys, I see some questions. Let's just go ahead. 36 pages are there right now. We reached up to 39. How do you send music? Well, here's how you do it, guys. You go to, the MG Show radio player. You scroll all the way down, send music. Submit a song. It comes here, artist or creator, your name here, okay? Your song title, your email, your look at all the different ways. Look at that. We got to separate the music into different categories. Pick the best category. What AI tool did you use? And then this is your MP3 file. You don't need to put any notes in there, but if you'd like to, that's great. You own the rights, have clear permission to submit the song. No vulgar or explicit, hateful, abusive, or threatening language. No copyright music, beats, samples, or vocals that you do not control. No fake artist info, impersonation, spam, or misleading credits. MG Radio may reject or remove submissions at its discretion. And then you check this. I confirm that this song follows the MG Show radio submission rules, and I own the rights and have permissions to the song for review and live streaming. Now, if you have Suno, you can actually download, even on your phone, you can download the MP3 now, full MP3. That's a new feature on the phone. You could always do it from the web, but now you can even do it on the phone. Save it in your files, and then choose the file, and then go to the files on your iPhone and submit it, guys. It's that easy, and I can confirm that this song follows our submission rules. It's that simple.
And someone said, do you need the app to listen? So you have to go through this page. So we're saying app, it's a page. It's a little bit more simple than the whole going to App Store, downloading an app. It's not that process. It's effectively a bookmark that you're keeping on your page, and you can click right there on it. It's not really taking up that much space. And then it opens into what Jeff just showed you. You can scroll down. It's a web app. Yes, sir. And then you can click through. So you have to be on that page. You don't necessarily have to go to App Store and download something.
No, you just go to app.mg.show. Exactly
Correct.
right. Perfect. Mm-hmm. And then you can save that as a home screen for your iPhone or Android. Okay. It's up on the web browser on your iPhone or
no cost, free.
You can say add to home screen. Okay, there's a way to add it to your home screen as well, and Ducks figured that out as well. All right, so let's get into it, Shady Groove. Let's get into President Donald J. Trump. We talked about gas prices. I briefly went through it, but the way that they're refining, it's at the refineries, the bloodline level, Shady Groove, just as you were pointing out. So very, very interesting. But let's go into this amazing young man that saved a 10-year-old boy from drowning, Shady Groove. This is the actual video. Let's play the viral clip, and then we'll go into the Oval Office. You ready?
I am ready. Let's go pay attention to Trump for a minute.
Wow, guys.
Unbelievable. Such a heroic effort.
Wow, guys.
So scary.
These rip currents are no joke, guys. And look at all the great people helping. That is so amazing, guys. And that was from Cajun Pass Freeway video. That's the one that Eric Trump linked to and everybody else. But I'm telling you guys, what an amazing story. And we're going to get to hear it with President Trump, who greets the lifeguard, Ryder Williams, Shady Groove.
Absolutely. Let's get to it.
Check it out. Wow.
Well, thank you very much, and this is a great story, and it's an honor to be with Ryder Williams, who is a 16-year-old lifeguard, California.
16, guys.
Santa Cruz area, and I understand he was a winner right from the time they first saw him as a lifeguard. A lot of training, a lot of work, and he saved this young gentleman, who I had a long talk with. I said, would you have made it without him? And you said, not really, right? Not really. It was trouble. Yeah. So you're going to have a long and beautiful life.
Thank you.
And I just thought it was, we were all watching, everybody watched, and got a lot of publicity because of the ferocity of the waves. I've never seen waves. I mean, that was sort of violent. We were just discussing, and at certain times of the year, mostly like right around now, the waves get very rough in that area. And they're swirling, and if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to be tough. Or if you're small, if you're young. So I just want to congratulate Nathaniel Ray for coming through an ordeal. And that means you're going to have good luck in life. You know, that's called good luck. I want to say hello to your father, and who came along for we invited them to the Oval Office and to the White House. After this, if you'd like, we're going to have them brought up to the Lincoln bedroom, where you see the room of Abraham Lincoln. That's pretty good, right? Yeah. And also your sister. It's really nice. We have some of the people that Nathaniel and that work so much on the whole process with Nathaniel, and were with Ryder right from the beginning. And I guess you learned from these people. They taught you how to do what you do so well, Ryder, right?
Yes, sir. They trained me.
And Nathaniel's very happy about that, Ryder, I have to tell you. Shane Williams, the father of Ryder. Thank you very much, Shane. You did a good job.
Thank you.
I see you're in one of my favorite uniforms.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
a big fan of that. You couldn't be happier, right?
I couldn't be more proud.
When you saw that on television.
Yes.
It was incredible, actually. Shannon Williams, that's the mom. So you did a good job. It's good genetics. When you look at him, you can see really good. Summit Ray, that's the father. Thanks again, Summit. We appreciate it. Layla Ray, sister of Nathaniel. Thank you, honey. Aaron Bonin, Santa Cruz lifeguard, who assisted Ryder, and he became quite famous also. That was a good assist. He helped you a lot, right?
Yes, sir.
He helped you a lot. Thank you very much. Great job. Fantastic. Alex Lescutoff, Chief of Law Enforcement and Emergency Service in Santa Cruz. Thank you. Great job you guys are doing.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Justin McHenry, Assistant Chief of Aquatics and Lifeguard Operations, Santa Cruz.
Right here, sir.
Good job.
Thanks.
Were you responsible for the training?
Yes, I help oversee and guide the training for our lifeguard program.
And for a lot of the lifeguards, right?
We train about 200 lifeguards a year.
Great.
Yep.
At that age, too.
Starting at 16.
Starting at 16. That's a lot. I read that that's a lot to do for a 16-year-old. That's not easy.
It's a huge responsibility, and it requires a lot of...
That he did it so well, right?
It requires a lot of integrity and resilience, and I think this particular rescue that Ryder performed really exemplifies what we're looking for in a state park lifeguard.
And you couldn't let go for an instant. If you let go for one instant, it'd be very hard to find, right?
Oh, absolutely. In those conditions, losing a victim would be disastrous.
Yeah, really amazing. You have no idea the respect. Joel, where's Joel? State Park Superintendent, lifeguard, Santa Cruz. Joel, thank you very much. That's dinner hour, right?
Correct.
Good job, Joel. And Mike McAnamy, State Park Superintendent, Santa Cruz.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, we're honored to have all of you. And again, what you did was incredible, and everybody saw it. And you'd watch it over and over. I know when I first saw it, I said, "Roll that back. I want to see that again." Is that really happening? And both of you people have to be very proud. The whole group is proud. And your father is the happiest man in the world, you know that? Because I asked him a question. I said, "So, if that didn't happen, your life would be ruined." And you said, "It would be a whole different life, right?"
Absolutely.
Amazing.
No question. It's incredible what Ryder did. I'm just beyond grateful to him and Aaron and the rest of the team and even the Good Samaritans that were there. I mean, it's just such a privilege to be sitting next to him today.
Yeah.
And be able to celebrate his birthday tomorrow.
And I'll bet you'll stay a little bit related to this group of people.
Absolutely.
Because you realize what a fantastic job they did.
We're a great
Probably, you know, it's interesting because they're saying that you have in that area so many different saves. You saying that night you helped somebody out. Maybe not to that extent, but you helped somebody out. But maybe lifeguards don't get the credit they deserve. This really showed how important it is. And certain areas, so certain areas of the country, you could say, are just very susceptible to people getting in trouble, right? And was this one of the worst on the state, on that entire coast? I mean, do you have other areas? Because that looks like a very dangerous place, the way those waves, on a beautiful day, right?
The characteristics on that given day made it a little more difficult. You know, it was a warm day, so there's lots of folks on the beach recreating, and then combine it with that large surf and the strong currents that we had in the area made it treacherous. But California's coastline is very diverse, and we have very remote and rugged sections of coastline that our lifeguards work on every day.
Do you have areas where you don't have lifeguards that are very dangerous and people innocently go swimming and they don't have a chance, probably, right?
There certainly are unguarded areas within the state and around the nation, and you know, people getting in without the knowledge or ability to recreate in those waters can be extremely dangerous.
And you have a lot of that. Is this one of the more dangerous areas, the swirl?
I would say it's during the summer months. It's one of our more dangerous summer beaches. Yes.
Yeah, it looked amazing, and it didn't stop. You know, the water came in and just keep coming. It was, and it looked like you were almost on shore, but you weren't really on shore.
It's deceptive.
It was a fantastic thing. Do you have any questions?
Congratulations on being honored here, Mr.
Let's keep the questions for them just for this, and then we can ask a couple later. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. So thank you for doing this, first of all. What do you hope young Americans in our country take away from this incredible young man's story?
That's a great question. I mean, look, they're going to look up to Ryder. They're going to look up to Nathaniel, the way Nathaniel handled it. He was cool, considering the problems I was watching. You were very cool, and they're going to gain respect. I think, you know, very importantly, they're going to gain respect for what these people do, having to do with lifeguards and having to do with safety. This was an unbelievable experience. Anybody watching, like, it's not my world, but I respect that world. I always had, but never maybe so much as I do now. So I thought you bring, to your profession, to what you do and what you do so well, you brought tremendous grace and experience, really tremendous grace, tremendous a feeling that it's so amazing to see this happen, to see it before your eyes. And I don't think any other, I've seen surfs, I've seen rescues before, I've never seen anything quite like this. It's been a great thing for your profession, and people are going to respect it even more, respect you even more. So I just thought it was really a very worthwhile event to have it at the Oval Office. So congratulations.
Okay, so
I actually have a
if
question.
you don't mind, can I have a question for the young gentleman as
Go ahead,
well?
sure.
So first of all, a lot of people are very inspired by what you did. Can you tell us what was going through your mind at those dangerous moments, and what would you like to do in the future? How has this experience as a lifeguard shaped you?
In those dangerous moments that we have, we always try to fall back on our training. We are trained so well by many to handle that situation as best we can. So I really was thinking about how to get the boy out of the water as fast as I can. And for shaping my future, I want to be a firefighter in the future, hopefully go through paramedic school. And
He's off to a good start. We'll give him recommendations. We may have some good recommendations. Go ahead.
That's all I have.
Can I? Sorry. First of all, thank you. You are an inspiration for all of us, I think, and especially you give us hope for your generation. And along those lines, do you have a message for your generation about service and what you're doing?
I hope that everybody can take away from this and try to help more people. Try to look out for everybody around you, and just try to help everybody out as much as you can.
What's the average age of a lifeguard in your area?
I'd say a lot of this last year, a lot of them were 16 to 17 years old.
And you have some that make it a profession, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot. So do you have 35, 40, 45-year-old?
Yes,
That's
sir.
great. And they lead a beautiful life on the surf, right?
Yes, sir.
And they would rather do nothing else, right? That's very good. I think it's great.
Mr. President, on a different topic. Yesterday, John.
Let's finish on this topic. This is very exciting to me.
Mr.
So, it's so exciting to see something like this happen. He's a real hero. You know, when you see that, I don't know if I'd do it. I wouldn't probably. You're lucky I wasn't. You're lucky I wasn't on service that day. I don't know, but no, he's a real hero. It's an amazing thing, and he's a real lucky guy too. God was watching you, right?
Yeah.
Great. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, I do have a question about Iran, but I would like to ask you something about the rescue as well. Following this, there's been a push in Congress to officially affirm that open water lifeguards should be recognized as first responders. That would apparently really open up access to benefits, more federal programs. Would you support that push?
Well, I think they have gone a long way to get that done. You know, it's something most people don't talk about. We have a lot of other things we talk about. And first time I've ever heard the question, but this is something that's been going on, I guess. Is that right? I'd like to put my weight behind it. So let's take a look at it. Very important. Yeah, I like the idea. Why do you ask that question? I mean, is this something that's been discussed very
Members
much?
of Congress have been talking about it in the wake of this
Well, I
rescue.
think in the wake of what happened here, there's a possibility something like that would happen.
And Mr. President, your memorandum of understanding with Iran expires today. Are you any closer to reaching a final deal on ending Iran's nuclear
Let's
program
finish
today
up.
than you were 60 days ago?
Let's finish up with Ryder, and then when we're done, we'll answer a couple of those questions. Yeah?
Thank you, Mr. President, again. So for the young men and for those who trained him here, so as a parent, I'm very concerned when I see moments like those. What's your message to parents across the country who want to really improve their children's safety, especially when they're younger like this?
Well, I think you have to be going to the right beach, number one, and I think you have to have lifeguards around, right? Because you could go to that water. That looked so beautiful the day. It was such a beautiful day, everything nice. The water didn't look that bad, and then all of a sudden you see these violent waves come in. That's what amazed me so much. I studied it. I said, this is incredible. I've never seen that kind of roughness in water. I've seen tragic things happen, but I've never seen water that looks so calm, and then every 15 seconds, the violence comes back in. I think really you probably have areas, I'll bet you have areas that you think should have, as you call them, guards, that don't have. Can you imagine having more guards along the coast, parts of the coast, that aren't guarded where people die?
Yeah, certainly. The National Water Safety Action Plan and the California State Action Plan both call for more supervision, and by supervision,
do we lose a lot of people due to lack of, covering an area?
it can be challenging in some of those spots because of the economy to live there is expensive. It's a coastal beach community, and there's $1 million homes on the beach, and our lifeguards are making a little more than minimum wage, but it can be challenging to live in those spaces, so it's hard to retain employees in those areas.
As the lifeguards grow older and they want to make that a profession, which is a noble profession, they make much higher salaries, right?
Yeah. Yes, if they become a...
I mean, they make a good living.
If they become a full-time lifeguard, which in our department requires you to become a peace officer.
I see, okay. Well, that helps for that other question.
It does. That's a livable wage, and they can become members of the community and live where they're working and give back.
So will you be doing it? You help so much with Ryder. Will you be doing it as a profession, or will you be doing other things later?
So I'm actually a full-time firefighter paramedic with a fire department in California, and I've stayed on the books with state parks because I owe this program a lot, and it's done a lot for me.
Oh, that's great.
I love being here, helping train people like Ryder, so I plan on staying around for a long time.
That's great. Good job. That's fantastic. Yeah, please.
Are you
Policy
okay?
question, Mr. President?
Go
ahead. There's a lot of debate right now about these license plate scanners that are going up across the country. They're called flock cameras. People are worried that the police might misuse them. Have you heard of them?
Yep.
What's your stance?
Well, it's being studied right now. You have pros and cons, right? It's being studied right now. We'll have an answer sort of as to our views on it over the next couple of weeks.
Mr. President, John also said you'd rather travel with your aide, Natalie Harp, and build the ballroom than do your job as president. What is your response, John Alsop?
You mean Pee Wee Herman? Pee Wee Herman lookalike? No, I would much rather do other things. We're building a great facility here. We're fixing a White House that hasn't been taken care of. You can look at this. This room was a disgraceful situation, the Oval Office, and it was let go. The whole building, the White House, was let go. The exteriors were falling apart. The columns were falling apart. The whole place was a mess. In addition, they've been trying to get a ballroom for the last 150 years. And when I said I was going to build a ballroom, the military asked if they could see me. And they say, sir, we have an opportunity to go down deep into the ground and build a military facility to go to the White House and to go with all of Washington, D.C., which would be so valuable. And then they came up with the drone port on top, which would be a major drone port to protect the White House and all of D.C. And all of those things added up, and it became much more than just a ballroom. And I said to myself, wow, what an opportunity. I mean, if I was just going to build a ballroom, I could have had it built very quickly, because I build very well and very quickly. We went 5 stories down into the ground. We did a lot of tremendous things for the military, things that they could never get. They said, this is an opportunity that we have because you're building the ballroom, that if you would be willing to spend more time, we would love to be able. We've been trying to do this at the White House for many, many years, and they've been trying to have a ballroom at the White House for many, many years. Now, what happened is we used to use tents, and the tents are usually made of either a plastic material, or canvas, and they wouldn't stop a .22 caliber. They wouldn't stop anything in terms of safety. It'd be very dangerous. And they haven't used a tent for years. They haven't had any big, like we have President Xi coming on September 24th or so. I think it's September 24th. And we'd love to have 2,000 people coming to dinner and celebrating a nice evening, et cetera, but we only have a room that's going to hold 89 people, and 89 people is not appropriate. So maybe more importantly, it's totally secure with bulletproof windows, bulletproof sides. It's drone-proof. It's missile, every at the top of the line. And we need it, and especially with what's happened, unfortunately, to the world, you could say. Yeah.
So do you think this morning you said you would bomb the S out of Oman if they got in the way of reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Would you say you're out of patience with Oman, a strategic partner?
No, I don't think they'd behave very well, but we'd handle them very easily, just like we do other things.
Mr. President, I have actually 2 questions. There was a report by Center Square that nearly 24 Democratic attorney generals, months before your reelection, were basically planning already lawsuits against you, and wanted to see what your comment is on that. Second question.
Well, I heard about that. I'm not surprised, because they've weaponized this country like never before. The Democrats, or the Democrats as they call them, They've weaponized the country like nobody's ever seen anything like it. When you see the reports that are coming out now, that you would have never seen if I had not won the election in a landslide, but you would have never seen it if I didn't win the election. But the reports that you see coming out now and the kind of illegal activity that they used on the 2020 election and beyond is earth-shattering. These are very dishonest people, so I wouldn't be surprised to hear that.
Sorry, this is on D.C. You have mentioned before if the Democrats get in again that they may eliminate the filibuster next time and make D.C. a state. A while back, Senator Mike Lee had floated an idea.
It wouldn't be a state. It wouldn't be. I mean, if we're talking about us, we have, as you know, a very radically left person elected mayor, who I haven't met. I'm sure she's very nice, but very, very, very radical left. And we would have to federalize D.C. You know, we've made D.C. great. When I got here, it was a very dangerous capital. I would have said to Ryder, don't come, it's too dangerous. Now I can say you can walk down the street, you can grab Nathaniel and all your friends, you can walk in, you're going to be very safe. But if you were here a year and a half ago, the numbers were horrible. The crime stats, the murders, the death, the drug dealing, everything was we have one of the safest, we've taken it from one of the most unsafe cities in the country to as safe a city as there is. Amazing what's happened to Washington, and it's our capital. We have to have a safe capital. And we did it through a lot of different reasons, but we also put the National Guard here. But in addition to that, the cleanliness, the new grass, the graffiti's all gone. We fixed up 82 monuments, fountains, and other things. The places, and when you see it in 6 months from now, it's going to be even beyond that. We're proud of our capital. I think these things are important. Whether you build, whether you do something to fix the White House, where, you know, now they've never had a real estate developer, a good one, a real good one here before. They might not ever have one again. But, you know, fixing up our great capital is a very important thing. I think it's very important psychologically. It's very important from the standpoint of people being able to come to the country and not get murdered in the capital. People would come here. We had one of the worst, one of the most unsafe cities in the country. Now we have one of the safest. Just to finish, we had a real problem with restaurants. Nobody wanted to have restaurants, entrepreneurs, restaurant entrepreneurs. Now you can't get space. Every restaurant is packed. The place is booming. People aren't going to get mugged and raped and beat to hell and shot and killed in Washington, D.C. One of the safest places. Crime is down 84%. And that, I did that in a short period of time. It's also down in Memphis, where we went specifically, and it's also down in New Orleans. I was asked by the governor, could I do something, because they were having Mardi Gras. It was very bad. And they had the best Mardi Gras they've ever had, the safest Mardi Gras that they've ever had. And we could do it in New York, we could do it in California, we could do it in Chicago if we were asked to do it. But the crime stats in the whole country, we have down 15, 16, 70%, a record.
Why hasn't Kim Jong-un responded to your request to have a conversation?
How do you know he hasn't responded?
Has he?
Yeah, he has.
Did you speak to him?
Where are you in conversation?
That's very positive. Well, just so you understand with South Korea, look, South Korea has been protected by us for many, many years. And during my first term, they agreed to pay close to $3 billion a year for protection, because we don't, you know, they essentially weren't paying. And I asked them to do that at my request. I said, not right. They weren't happy about it, but they agreed. I asked for $10 billion. And they were very unhappy. But we agreed for a short term that it would be $3 billion, and next year it would go up, and the next year it would go up, so they start paying for their protection. When the election was rigged and I ended up watching for 4 years and then coming back, I watched Biden rescind that $3 billion here for whatever reason. When I called recently the president of South Korea, who I like, I think he's very nice actually, but I called him, I said, would you like to give us a little hand? We don't need help with Iran, but if you'd like, give us a hand with Iran. He said, no thanks. And I said, wait a minute, we have 39,000 soldiers over there guarding you from Kim Jong-un, your next door neighbor, and you're not going to help us on a very easy military operation in Iran? That's strange. No, we'd rather not get involved. I say, well, why are we involved in helping you? So, and I want to help them, but when you ask somebody, would you like to give us a hand, and they say no thanks, and then we're guarding them from a country and paying ourselves billions of, it's costing us billions and billions of dollars to protect not only them, but other countries. Look at NATO. We spend hundreds of billions of dollars protecting Europe from Russia. Hundreds of billions, mostly from Russia, but from other things too. And then they say, well, they don't want to get involved with guarding the strait where they get most of their oil. They get 50% of their oil, and they don't want to get involved. Why are we doing it? So all I want is fairness. And South Korea, I get along with them very well, but they were paying $3 billion a year, and then they convinced Biden that I was probably a bad person and they shouldn't, and he immediately rescinded that order. So we were getting paid. We would have been getting paid a lot more, but we can't go around and protect all of these countries, especially when they're not there to help us.
On the expiration of the Memorandum of Understanding, are you any closer today to reaching a final deal to end Iran's nuclear program?
Well, they want to make a deal, but they're not going to make the kind of a deal that I feel is necessary. Look, we're in there for one reason. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. You understand that? Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon. And right now, them building one after what we did previously with the B-2 bombers, going to be a long time behalf. But Iran cannot have. It's very simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon.
How do you respond to folks who say that you are prioritizing the interest of adversaries in North Korea over our longtime partners by scaling back these military exercises?
No, I'm making it much safer. You see, I'm actually making it much safer. Kim Jong-un has always treated me with great respect, and we met on numerous occasions, actually, 2 primary occasions, spoken and spent time. I understand him, he understands me. You're doing war games. I get along with him. He didn't like Biden, he didn't like Obama, he didn't like anybody. But I get along with him very well. No, what I'm doing is making things safer. Just the opposite.
Did he ask us to scale back on those?
Quiet. You're very disrespectful in front of this young man. Okay? Don't you find her disrespectful? He understands. Quiet. Who are you with?
I'm with CNN.
Fake news. You're fake news. You're a loud, boisterous person. You're fake news. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
If he had asked you,
you're a fake reporter, and you report fake news. Go ahead.
Mr. President, is there enough food on the USS Lincoln?
Yeah, it is. That was a CNN fake report.
And Alex Jones.
Lincoln has been out there for a period of time, good period of time, but over the years we've had him out there much longer. I was at a group meeting, and an admiral came up to see me over the weekend, and it was at a big group, and he happened to be an admiral retired. He said, I've been on ships that are out there much longer than that, sir, and I know people on the Lincoln, they say it's beautifully maintained and beautifully taken care of. And other people went out and they found out to be true. It was fake news reporting from CNN.
Mr. President, there was a report.
Iranian propaganda is what it is.
The CCP just bought a historical building overlooking the White House. Have you heard about this? Do you have a reaction to that?
Real quick, I want to go ahead and read CNN's comeback there, Shady Grove.
Yeah. I'm sure that's very boisterous.
This is, we stand firmly behind Kristen H. CNN and reject these attacks in the strongest possible terms. Okay. Kristen Holmes is Johnny C. Holmes are they related? Do you think? Kristen Holmes is one of the most respected.
Kristen Holmes is one of the most respected and accomplished journalists covering the White House. This afternoon, she did her job and asked the president a question in the United States, a tough, relevant, newsworthy question on behalf of the American people. Public officials are free to challenge reporting they disagree with, but personal attacks on journalists for asking questions are beneath the office and inconsistent with the principles of a free pass. We stand firmly behind Kristen and reject these attacks in the strongest possible terms.
3, Shady. So,
boy, is that thorough.
They're crying victim after their reporter gets pushed back in peak hypocrisy, guys.
Because it's a lie.
They attacked President Trump and MAGA. They attack us every freaking day, personally and fake newsly.
Psychologically.
Fake newsly. And it's selective outrage. These people ask loaded questions, nonstop negative framing, and suddenly the White House checks them at the door, and they get all butthurt, Shady Groove.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, I knew I was going to threat you. And by the way, they did clip out this little piece right here, Shady Groove.
CNN and MSDNC are fake news. They're dishonest, and you can't trust them. But you need to watch the MG Show. It's on every day, Monday through Friday. The MG Show tells you the truth. So watch it every day.
Boom. That's a great recommendation, sir.
Thank you.
Brought to you by Not AI.
Yeah, no, it wasn't AI at all, Shady.
Yeti AI, Yet AI.
Yet AI. All right, back to President Trump.
Oh, he has his way with these people.
Mr. President. Mr. President, yes. Mr. President.
British Prime Minister recently reportedly sent text to someone impersonating Susie Wiles. Are you concerned about his judgment or the state of communication?
Oh my God.
In two countries?
No, but who happened? What happened? They sent text?
Apparently the Prime Minister sent text to somebody.
This is a fake story too.
No, I'm sure that
it has Flynn written all over it.
Mr.
President. He's the Prime Minister.
Mr. President.
I spoke to him. We had a good conversation. A couple of them. We had a good conversation. One of the things he is going to do, I think he's going to open up the North Sea. That'll make UK pretty rich, I'll tell you.
Mr. President.
If he opened up the North Sea, now he's got an immigration problem and he has an energy problem. He would have solved one of his problems. That would be a big thing. That would make UK rich. If you open up the North Sea, it's one of the great finds anywhere in the world. And if they would open up the North Sea, UK would be rich again.
Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. Have the people
Don't we find them nice? Huh?
Did well, sir.
What? Look at him. He's saying,
look at this guy.
Where do people like this come from? Your son is saying, where do people like this come from?
He's like, yeah, they're out there.
Especially
the people who are opposing the ballroom and challenging it, have they offered any sort of solution or sort of compromise, or do they just say there should be a hole there?
The people that are opposing the ballroom are people that, in my opinion, are very disloyal to our country, very, very disloyal to our country. And I think we're doing very well. We're way ahead of schedule. We're under budget. It's going to be the most beautiful ballroom of its kind. You know, when I was in China, we went to the Great Hall of China. It was this big, beautiful building, and we don't have anything like that. And we have to have that. It's very important. But we also are getting tremendous military protection, drone protection. The building is drone-proof. It's missile-proof as much as something can be missile-proof. It's totally bulletproof. Any bullet, nothing can go through the windows. We have, all top-of-the-line stuff. It's very safe. And the one thing, it's not for me, because I'm going to be here a very short period of time. When it's finished, if it finishes right on time, on budget, on time, I'll be there for
it's time
4, 5, 6 months. This is for future presidents. This isn't for me. This is for future presidents. And it's a gift. We're making a gift to our country, spending hundreds of millions of dollars to build a ballroom. And it's a gift from great patriots of this country. From, as an example, I'll give you names. I'd release some of the names. In fact, I wanted to put them out today, but we got a little busy. And this was, frankly, being with this group of people was very important to me. But we'll be putting them out, some of the people that contributed. But this is a gift to the United States of America. No taxpayer money is necessary. And you can have the finest ballroom anywhere in the world. It's not something I wanted to do, but it's something that's needed. And again, I'm not going to get to use it very much, because by the time it's completed, I'll have 4 or 5 months left, 3 months, who knows. But we're ahead of schedule. It's going to be the best of it in the world, of its kind in the world. There'll be nothing like it in the world. It fits beautifully with the White House. It's gotten fantastic reviews, architectural reviews. People think it's incredible. And when you see it, you'll say, wow, that's really something. And that's what the United States is all about. We have to have that. But in addition to the ballroom, we're building a great military complex. The people that started the lawsuit, the head person, I believe, was fired. And she was fired from another event just before that. And she's the one that started. It's the National Trust, but the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Now, they say it's a United States. They use the word United States, but it's not related to the United States. In fact, the United States doesn't even contribute to it. It has nothing to do with it. It stopped contributing when they realized there were nothing but troublemakers. Years ago, it stopped contributing. So this isn't like an official United States bureau or United States agency. They stopped contributing to the National Trust. And it's called the National Trust. It has this great name, National Trust for Historic Preservation. They're a bunch of troublemakers that the United States, many years ago, long before me, stopped contributing to. The woman that started it was fired. She's no longer there. So this is the remnants of it. And the bottom line is they're trying to stop something, and they won't be successful.
You realize that. Can you stop that a second?
It's almost completed.
I know we're getting close on time. I'm not sure how much we have left, but I need to just make sure that you understand the dynamic of this. He made a long post on this last week. I think it hasn't been that long ago, but it's very interesting because we're trying to cover as much as we can. We're not getting to every single piece of this, but what's going on right here? This is one human being. I want you to understand. This is one person, the person that used to be the head of this trust, preservation, whatever thing that's no longer a thing. This is the person that's brought the lawsuit. This is the person that the judge and the court is capitulating to. One human being says that Donald Trump can't have that ballroom. One human being. And then the whole world coalesces around that argument and acts like this is the person that is the freedom fighter. Guys, at some point, you've got to make a logical decision. Is the freedom fighter the person that is fighting the person that is standing up for freedom? Or is the freedom fighter the person that is trying to take freedom apart? Guys, a patriot, listen. The word patriot, there's no such thing as loyal. The word patriot, quote unquote, doesn't have any meaning if it's not meaning loyal to what is good and right. Okay. You're being a patriot to a communist cause. You can't be a patriot to a communist cause. You understand that? You're a citizen. You're a cog in the wheel. You're a worker bee. You are not a patriot, okay? And so you have to understand that distinction here. And watching all these people act like that this person that is stopping forward motion on our country being able to have what he is describing there, the reason they don't want us to have that is because they want the president to be vulnerable. They want him to be in a situation where they can attack him. They want him to think that maybe he doesn't know what's coming. A sense of security gives a president a sense of strength. A sense of strength gives them more firepower to fight what it is that's attacking them, which just might be the people that are trying to stop him.
Imagine that.
I mean,
because that entity, this was Christian Defender says, like the Federal Reserve, it's private. The entity that wants to stop the ballroom.
That's correct. And this person isn't even with the entity anymore.
That's right. Wow. All right, back to Trump. Wow.
When you say when they brought a suit, why didn't they bring the suit a year before? Why did they bring the suit in the middle of construction when $400 million almost is spent on its construction? Why wouldn't they have started the suit a year early? Everybody knew it was going to be. It was no secret. Everybody knew that it was taking place, so they should have done that. But the National Trust is very disloyal to the country because they reveal things. I said the problem with the suit, I told them this, is that we have many military things in this ballroom, and ideally they shouldn't be revealed. But now they are revealed, so the world knows about it. That's okay. They shouldn't have done it. They're very disloyal. But I think we're doing really well. We're way ahead of schedule. And many presidents are going to use it for many years to come. The country will have one of the greatest gifts it's ever received. One more.
Last week you said that you would soon declare the Strait of Hormuz to be a territory of the United States. Could you elaborate?
Well, I just think it's a great idea. Yeah, I mean, we control it. We control it with the blockade. We have a blockade. We control it with the blockade. And I like the idea of declaring it a territory. We have total control over the strait. Now, they can be a nuisance. They can put a mine in the water, and people don't like having mines hit their billion-dollar ships, etc. But the blockade has been very effective. And, we're taking out, now maybe that will stop, or maybe it'll open up even further, but we're taking out millions of barrels of oil a week. If you look at the kind of numbers that we're doing, the strait is open, and the oil prices are coming down, and they will continue to come down unless we decide to do something far more drastic than we're doing. Iran is in big trouble. They have 300% inflation. The country's a mess, and the military is totally defeated. Thank you very much, everybody.
Wow. Timing, sir.
It's time. Right. Wow, guys. So
United States, Donald.
Oh gosh. So what a great time to celebrate heroism in the United States. Remember, could you see Biden doing anything like this? He never did anything like this. He was just like, "Don't jump." Remember that? He'd always look out. He'd be all confused and ask somebody not to jump. Isn't that weird? And now we got a president that actually sees something that's very incredible. That was an incredible rescue with these waves, guys, and these amazing kids that the mom and the dad took this kid to lifeguard school and he excelled at it. Now he's a lifeguard at age 16, rescues a 10-year-old boy who got caught in the thick of things, guys. This is what America's about. And not only the lifeguard had an assistant lifeguard, an assist from another lifeguard, and then the regular patrons on the beach were also helping. This is what America was about. And you saw people of every race and every color and maybe even every religion. This is what America is about. We're a melting pot of beautiful people that care about this country, that love this flag, and that honor and respect other people, Shady.
It's absolutely true. And it's our job to stand up for it. And it's the president of the United States' job to highlight the individual. And what has been going on for decades is they've been highlighting groups, and groups are factions. Factions can be utilized against the whole. In other words, turned in on themselves. The individual is an individual, and you show exactly what that person did, and you show the selfless nature of what that person did, and you show the sacrifice of that person. There's another dynamic that's happening right now that a lot of people aren't paying attention to. Sophie Cunningham was the only player on the whole court in the WNBA that's standing there with her hand over her heart for the national anthem, guys. Okay, the whole group of the WNBA is protesting the national anthem, I guess, and you have one individual that's standing there with their hand over their heart. This is a big deal in this country. They're trying to rip us apart at our seams, and they're trying to teach people that what it is that serves you is actually what it is that berates you or oppresses you. America is not an oppressive nation. America is an uplifting nation. You can choose to be oppressed, and if you choose to be oppressed, I'm sure you can find some oppression, but you can also choose to let your struggle teach you how to get away from people who oppress you. That's called freedom. You're not strapped to any place, time, or people. You can move around upon your own free will, guys. This is a big deal to see this moment, to understand what individualism really means.
I've got a Sophie impression. You ready?
I am.
She's amazing. And tonight, Q Lounge Live with a special guest. Who's that guest going to be, Shady?
Yours truly, me, Shady Groove. Oh, wait. In the Matrix, Jeffrey Pedersen joins me tonight, 8 years later, from the first broadcast of the Pay Sewer Dig. Boy, oh boy, are we going to have a conversation with you. I'm not giving you the number yet, but we got one, and it might end in 47.
We got a phone number, guys. All right. So
join us tonight live. We're going to be taking your calls. Seriously, come on over. If you haven't seen us before, the Q Lounge Live, we have kicked off, relaunched it for this season. And boy, oh boy,
what time
I feel like it's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, sir. On the East Coast, 6 p.m. out here where I am broadcasting from. I will be eating after the show.
Wild Arms, thank you, says this show is amazing. You're going to love the Q Lounge Live tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, MG Show, or Truth for Freedom on Rumble, MG Show, or Truth for Freedom on YouTube as well. Get over there, give that show some likes over there. But you know what? We don't just talk. we try to research and with information, proper information, and we try to make the right decisions every day. But when we make those decisions, we understand that the proof is in the pudding, Shady, don't we?
We absolutely do, sir, every single day. God bless you and God bless America.
God bless you all. We'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this same bat channel.
Yeah. 8 years deep and the fire still good. Started with a mic and a hope where we stood. Trying to wake the people, trying to tell the truth. Trying to pass the country to the ones coming through, yeah. They said keep it quiet, they said don't say that loud. But the ones on the wall never back down now. Through the censorship, through the smears, through the flood, still standing right here in the proofs in the blood. Q was never changed, Q was never a code. Q was asking questions till the lies would hold. Think for yourself, see what's true. That was always the mission, that was always the move. The proof is in the pudding, the truth is in the run. 8 years on the wall, and we're still not done. Where we go on, we go all, through the rise and the fall. If you stay through the silence, then you heard the call. The proof is in the pudding. You can see what it's become. What they tried to bury kept beating like a drum. The proof is in the pudding. He said this ain't a sermon and it ain't TV. It's not what they told you that it had to be. Not the spin, not the script, not the headlines pushed, but the things they didn't want touched still got pushed. They tried to call it danger, tried to call it hate, tried to say the people here had all lost faith. But the room kept building and the heart stayed warm, and the ones they mocked kept riding through the storm. No, what made you stay? No, what made you see? You looked into the question and it set you free. Think for yourself, hold the line, truth for freedom every time. The proof is in the pudding, the truth is in the run. 8 years on the wall, and we're still not done. Where we go on, we go all, through the rise and the fall. If you stay through the silence, then you heard the call. The proof is in the pudding. You can see what it's become. What they tried to bury kept beating like a drum. The proof is in the pudding. The ones you were waiting for were standing in the mirror. The daylight moment hit and the whole thing got clear. Not follow me blindly, not bow to a name, but learn how to see and never think the same. On the wall, do it all, say the things they don't want said at all. Stand up proud, say it plain. Truth is worth a little pressure and pain. The proof is in the pudding. Oh yeah, the truth is in the run. Oh, 8 years on the wall, and we're still not done. Still not done. Where we go on, we go all, through the rise and the fall. And the ones that stay the course, still standing tall. The proof is in the pudding. Now the picture's coming through. All those old questions, pointing straight at truth. The proof is in the pudding. 8 years later, still here, still out, still truth for freedom. Proof is in the pudding.
www.mg.show. Boom.